Japan assists PNG with 1 billion Kina loan. Captain Philip Polewara appointed Deputy Chief of Defence. And city authorities crack down on endless petty crimes.
This is National EMTV News with Dennis Orere.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's news. The Japanese government has provided a 1 billion Kina support loan to assist Papua New Guinea. Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga assured the PNG government for continued support as both countries embrace the bilateral relations. Prime Minister James Marape says Japan is assisting PNG with the current electrification project, airport upgrade and import of gas.
During a virtual bilateral summit, Prime Minister James Marape and few other senior government ministers held talks with the Japanese Prime Minister. Kicking off on a positive note, Japan reiterated its assistance and cooperation with Papua New Guinea. The Japanese Prime Minister says Japan stands firm to grow the relations and see more engagements.
In COVID-19 response, in addition to extending support for cold chain systems to Papua New Guinea, we have implemented the provision of health and medical equipment. Japan is also prepared to provide vaccine doses manufactured here in Japan through the COVAX facility after the middle of July.
Japan has a number of significant impact projects currently ongoing in Papua New Guinea. The Najab redevelopment, bridge programs and other various assistance in health and education. The biggest is the PNG LNG project. With the 1 billion Kina loan assistance from Japan, Prime Minister James Marape praised the gesture.
Since then up till today, Japan has remained a very, very important partner to Papua New Guinea, buying most of our produces, including LNG, including our tuna, including agricultural produces and forestry. And we look forward to continual warm relations with Japan going on into the future. And for now, I look forward to participating in PAM meeting on Friday, and I thank you very much for hosting this meeting for us.
PM Marape further echoed PNG's support towards concerns raised by the Japanese Prime Minister. The two leaders will meet this Friday for the Japanese Pacific Islands Leaders Meeting. Jack Lapava Jr., National EMTV News.
Locals from Gunani village in Sinasina Yongomul district of Simbu province have initiated a hydro project to help provide electricity and improve people's lives. This community initiative was made possible through funds raised by the locals in a fundraising drive. The funds were used to purchase a turbine from China for a mini hydro project and chainsaws to cut timber for houses. The Suai Perige Hydro Project will supply electricity to locals from Gunagi, including schools and health centers in the area. The Hydro Project and chainsaws were officially launched recently, including an IPA certificate for the organization. Chairman James Waula says the locals have invested their own money to see change in their community. And they are calling on the Energy Minister and local MP Kerenga Kua to support this initiative. He says the locals have invested in this project and they are happy to see it grow. Prime Minister James Marape says the government is opening its doors for investors to establish downstreaming in the country. He says this does not focus on the oil and gas sector alone, but other commodities like coffee, copra, cocoa and fisheries. The Prime Minister made this comment in a webinar recently in Port Moresby.
Speaking during the webinar, Prime Minister James Marape spoke highly of the shift to downstreaming. He says the government is keen to give this opportunity to genuine investors. The Prime Minister says this is significant for the vast resource in the country.
The generic conversation is not just targeted at one sector. It's a focus of our government to add value to our resources, and it's a generic policy statement, but also targeting specific industries.
Downstreaming has been discussed by consecutive governments with potential sectors like agriculture, fisheries and forest given the options. However, these have not come to fruition because of uncertain investments. The Prime Minister says this is now the focus.
46 years on since 1975, we advocate downstream, and I would be giving greater support and incentive to companies who are in our country or companies who want to come in, who will stand up with government partnering for the area of downstream in the sectors that they operate in. And in this instance, when I speak to those of you who have interest in the mining and petroleum space, I look for the majors or the super majors, or the majors in these sectors, as well as the juniors, for those who would want to come in and partner us in the area of downstream processing of our resources.
During the webinar hosted by the PNG Chamber of Mines and Petroleum, the Prime Minister says the government is expected to announce critical decisions for projects and significant investments in the sector. This is hopefully expected before the next Parliament sitting.
In the times of COVID sensitivity, we've been still open for business. I will bring further clarity to the reforms that we want to do, and with consultation with the mining and petroleum sector in the next month or two. Towards the end of either June or July, the industry will know in absolute clarity what this conversation by this government is all about. But that doesn't dilute the fact that PNG still remains a very robust place of investment.
Jogla Power Junior, National EMTV News.
The Papua New Guinea Defence Force today witnessed the commissioning of the Deputy Chief of Defence Force. This has seen the elevation of Captain Philip Polewara to a Commodore, a rank higher than the rank of a captain in the Navy. The parade hosted at the PNG DF headquarters in Port Moresby signifies the national government's recognition of the restructure for the Defence Force. Captain Polewara now holds the highest rank in the maritime element. He was commissioned into his new role by PNG DF Commander Gilbert Toropo.
In headquarters PNG Defence Force and within the PNG Defence Force, and he has attended the required courses, and that qualifies him to be elevated to occupy this position. And so today, on behalf of the PNG Defence Force, congratulate you, Commodore Philip Polewara. And also want to take this opportunity to thank Dorothy and the kids for the support that you have given to your husband and your father over the years, that recognize the acknowledgement by the Defense Council and also the National Executive Council to elevate him to this position.
And we look forward to your tenureship as you lead or assist in leading the women and men who stand in parade and are assembled here, and the 4,000 of them who serve in our country from one IPR in Taroma, the 2nd Battalion in Wewak, the Navy Battalion in Lombrum, the Engineering Battalion in Ley, and the many who have been deployed throughout our country. We look forward to your leadership as you assist our commander in ensuring the force is not only maintained, but is propelled at the right trajectory to make it bigger, better, going forward to ensure our country, if not constructed, is reconstructed for the better going forward.
Among stories after the break, the swearing-in of new lands board for New Ireland Province, addressing petty crimes in busy Port Moresby, and celebrating World Seafarers Day. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. The Papua New Guinea Health Workers Christian Fellowship executives have voiced concerns on COVID-19 vaccination in the country. The fellowship leaders say people have been unfairly pressured to take the vaccine in some instances, and their choices have been undermined. Awareness on the vaccine in rural areas is also a concern that the Christian health workers are raising. The Papua New Guinea Health Workers Christian Fellowship is an interdenominational spiritual group and ministry that functions to provide the spiritual healthcare component by praying, counseling, and preaching of God's word to the sick and needy patients and staff within PNG's healthcare system and communities around the country. In light of the government's COVID-19 vaccination rollout program, in which some people, including health workers, are reluctant to be vaccinated, this is the stand of the PNG Health Workers Christian Fellowship.
We won't control everyone's life because you have the free will to choose which path you want to take. And as in Joshua 2:15, that part of that scripture that Joshua said, if serving the Lord is undesirable, choose who we want to serve today. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So, in this time of COVID-19 and people are pressuring us to get vaccine, I would say, I depend on the Lord so much. And my God is a mighty defender. And those of us who believe in not taking the vaccine, stand for it.
While Prime Minister James Marape and other senior officials of government and relevant agencies have demonstrated and maintained that the vaccine is safe and will ensure greater confidence amongst PNG's population, the Christian health workers say there still needs to be more awareness done on the vaccine and to respect individual choice.
What I believe in is there should be more awareness done on this vaccination. To tell the people it is safe. Many are saying it's safe, but others are saying it's not safe, and people don't want to come forward to get the vaccination. But more of the awareness should go right to the village level and educate our people before the vaccinations are given.
With reports of some workers being asked to be vaccinated or else their jobs may be affected, the Christian health workers urge fairness and respecting rights of individuals, particularly in terms of their Christian faith and belief.
Though we are saying if the frontliners should be getting vaccinated, but what about our immune system inside us already, God-given immune system that is inside us, that is fighting against all the other illnesses that is coming through. And that's the only thing that makes me feel that we should make awareness, more awareness to say that people should get vaccinated. Because the vaccine was not done how many years? No research was done for years and years to get the vaccines done. It's just when the COVID appeared, the vaccine appeared as well. So there's a fear in there. That's why many people are not wanting to get it.
Your God will protect you because God protects his own. But those of you feel that you we support you as well because you have the free will to choose. Some of us have already laid our life because we have come through cancer, we have come through polio, all kinds of sicknesses has bumped us. We wake in the hospital, we touch those things, but God protected us. And we believe that in COVID-19, he still protects us.
National Pandemic Response Controller David Manning issued either new or amendments to certain COVID-19 measures today, particularly to do with international and domestic travel. And only those with valid reasons are allowed to travel. Air New Guinea has also released a statement to this effect. The New Ireland Lands Board was officially sworn in today in Kavieng by Commissioner Henley Logoso in the presence of the Governor of New Ireland, Sir Julius Chan, and members of the Provincial Executive Council. The reappointed board members consist of John Wesley as Chairman, Gerard Kasich as Deputy Chairman, and members Patrick Maris, Florence Stocken and Vincent Tadigu, with Provincial Administrator Lamila Pawut as an ex-officio member. The board was challenged to take up issues facing the Provincial Lands Division amidst cases of Waigani Lands officers bypassing the Provincial Lands Office and illegally facilitating land titles for individuals including members of Parliament. Governor Chan stressed the importance of land as a commodity while assuring the board that they have the full support of his government. Bulolo District has finally presented its district acquittals to the Department of Implementation and Rural Development after 8 years. Deputy Secretary Gordon Wafimbi said Bulolo was one district that had failed to acquit its DSIP and DSG funds. However, he is happy the backlog of reports are now with the department. Since 2013, Bulolo has had several changes to its district administration, which was one factor to the delay of the reports. Acting District Administrator Joe Paru, who recently took office, said it was one of his priorities to have these reports ready and presented.
We saw that there was a big need to get these reports done. We also noted that you were, behind us looking for all these reports, but we had to do something because it's really a big issue. Previously, our predecessors, they were supposed to prepare these things and give it to us, but due to some, administrative things which they were unable to present. But on behalf of me and my team, we were able to get this report done, and now we are going to present to you guys. We're happy to present all these things. It's a backload, and we need to get it off. Yeah. So thank you very much for receiving us, and also we will present these acquittals to you now.
Bulolo, yes, with this issue, and one of our problematic district in terms of acquittals. So from 17 up to now, as you have stated, these acquittals we will accept as it is, and we look forward to working with you, the new CEO, and we will establish contact with you going forward.
The Maritime College in Medang recently celebrated the World Seafarers Day. College Principal Captain Dabung Kiong says the day also aims to bring global attention to the issues affecting the work of seamen. World Seafarers Day acknowledges the risks and personal costs workers face while on duty on the high seas.
The PNG Maritime College is an agency of the PNG government and is a member of the International Maritime Organization, or IMO. In 2010, IMO selected June 25th as the International Day of the Seafarers following the IMO convention in Manila. The day was chosen to commemorate the work seafarers do throughout the world.
The college must give effect to this since that it is part of the 2010 Manila Amendment. It's in the STCW code, and therefore the college must show that it supports the IMO call on behalf of the Papua New Guinea government. And that is the reason why we had to hold these celebrations tomorrow, to recognize the hard work and sacrifices our Papua New Guinean seafarers as well as seafarers around the world doing in order to facilitate the global economy.
The World Maritime Theme for 2021, Seafarers at the Core of Shipping's Future, seeks to increase the visibility of seafarers by drawing attention to the invaluable role they play. The day is also a call to governments, including PNG, to develop policies that lead to fair treatment of seafarers at ports, whilst requesting private shipping companies and owners to provide their employees proper facilities and comforts while they are at sea.
Now, Papua New Guinea has produced many Class 1 masters and engineers. All our coastal ships are manned by Papua New Guinean crew, from master, chief engineer down to ratings. Some of our products, Papua New Guineans, are working offshore with other foreign shipping companies.
A female deck student says the job is very challenging, where she has to face the physical demands of the job itself and adapting to a new environment with new people.
For my first vessel that I joined, I faced some difficulties with adapting to the work schedule, the activities that had to be done on board. I also had challenges with the physical demand of the job itself.
SRC President Varun Colland also shared some of the worst memories he had encountered while on the job.
That is when we met two monsoon and a cyclone. The cyclone was coming behind us from Manusa, and the two monsoon was coming from the Southeast China Sea. So it was really bad.
Since 2011, IMO has been celebrating the day and has made calls for the public through the use of social media to voice their support for seafarers. The college had joined IMO to also acknowledge the day and raise awareness of the day's significance. Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Medang.
After several complaints and widespread social media outcry about the recent spike in petty opportunistic crime along the Erima traffic lights in Port Moresby, increased police presence and the likelihood of CCTV cameras installed along the traffic lights at Erima will help in curbing the escalating crime.
The Erima traffic lights in recent weeks became a hub of petty criminal activities. But that has not been left unnoticed by the authorities. Today, the business community in Erima, the police hierarchy in the city, and the political leaders of the area gave a brief of what measures will be taken to curb the petty criminal activity in the area. The main issue highlighted was the lack of police presence in the area, which will be soon remedied by the City Commission.
Support the police by purchasing 2 or 3 vehicles to ensure that there is police presence and visibility now. This is part of the problem. Visibility makes a lot of difference.
The traffic lights, which also contribute to road congestion, allowing criminals to snatch commuters' valuables in slow traffic, will soon be put off as well as a measure to allow steady flow in traffic.
We're going to shut down the traffic light. The idea is that there will be no right 10, there will be left 10 only. So if you're coming to the airport, you're going to go to 8 Mile, 9 Mile, or any other place out there going out into Central Province. You turn left, go to the runabout at the Erima Bridge, turn around and come back. So you keep on moving, keep on moving.
The idea of a police post has also been supported by the member of Moresby North East, John Kaupa.
Me appeal again lo line blame lo Paula community, become also lo Gorens, also Governor talk finish. By me plus supporting them, na put him one police post close to lo Erima.
The rise in criminal activity in the area has also prompted the Chinese businesses around Erima to pull through support, and through the PNG China Friendship Association will soon purchase CCTV equipment.
We are raising funds. The funds is now in place. We plan on installing a CCTV from Erima underbridge, the traffic light, from the traffic light all the way up to the runabout.
Assistant Commissioner of Police NCD and Central Command, Anthony Wagambi, says communities also need to partner with police to help improve the situation.
People who cause these problems there, they belong to that community. They belong to our community. And when we venture out into this community neighborhood watch and community participation, then they will be able to assist us to identify perpetrators, and then we can deal with them. These programs of CCTV coming in the crowded areas like shopping centers and bus stops and so forth, then we will be able to deploy our police to other spots.
Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV News.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the Kina opened unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina will buy $0.2775 $0.3655 Australian dollars, $0.3931 New Zealand dollars, and 30.22 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee and cocoa closed lower, and copper closed higher. Palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Digital Cup competition will be allowing spectators to attend matches from this weekend onwards at their designated venues, the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby and the Lae Rugby League ground. Rugby League authorities urge all attending spectators to follow the nuclear passing measures and protocols by attending with a mask. Both venues will have a strict no mask, no entry policy.
Rugby League fans are now able to watch their favorite Digital Cup teams play at their respective venues in Port Moresby and Lae. Tickets for Rugby League spectators in Port Moresby will go on sale at 9 a.m. on Friday, 2nd of July. While for those in Lae, tickets will be sold at Lae Rugby League ground when gates open at 10 a.m. on Sunday, July 4th. However, there are restricted numbers of tickets available for sale at both venues. PNG National Rugby League Competitions Manager Ora Gairo, in a media release, stated that approval to allow attendance of spectators was granted by the pandemic controller on Tuesday, June 28th. Both venues in Port Moresby and Lae have been allowed to hold 30% of their capacity. Tickets for Saturday and Sunday's double-header games in Port Moresby can be purchased at the 2 Digicel kiosks at the Vision City Mall, Digicel headquarters in Gordons, and at the National Football Stadium from 9 a.m. Friday, July 2nd. Tickets for the grandstand will cost 25 Kina and 20 Kina for the outer stands. Children's tickets will be 15 Kina, while any child under 3 years has free entry. Haksi Lovai, Trukai Sports.
The BTS Boxing Club in Berena, Central Province, is hosting a boxing event this week with over 300 boxers participating. Sponsored by Kairuku Hiri MP Peter Isoaimo, the winner will claim the Isoaimo Trophy. Commencing on Tuesday this week, the boxing event is expected to conclude tomorrow. On Tuesday, the first lot of boxers took to the ring at Berena Station, witnessed by various supporters from the area and visiting officials from other parts of the district and province.
Well, today, as of last night, it was 267 boxes, and now it's heading for 357.
350?
Yes, and that is the biggest in Kairuku district.
Kairuku Hiri MP Peter Isoaimo, who is sponsoring the event, is happy to host such events as part of enabling community participation and keeping youths away from being involved in law and order problems.
But I'm happy to be part of the BTS tournament. I'm happy also to be supporting any other tournament or any other association for one cause being to drive the code of boxing, who has done us proud because we have champions already, we have professional boxers.
With the likes of Martin Benny being popular in the sport from the area, the code of boxing has a long history in this place, but not without challenges in hosting major events and ensuring representatives to international sporting events such as the Pacific Games, Commonwealth Games and the Olympics.
From the history of boxing was when Martin Benny was the professional, the Kairukuans were leading the boxing in Papua New Guinea. Later it traveled over to Bougainville, where boxing in Bougainville was very high, the morale was very high. Due to Bougainville crisis, it came back and went into Mekeo area. So with the Mekeos, we have about 7 to 9 clubs now.
Some boxers from the area who have represented Papua New Guinea on the international scene were introduced during the event in Berena this week, appreciating their achievements. The tournament was officially scheduled to conclude today, but with a high number of boxers competing, the conclusion of the event is expected to wind up tomorrow. And that story wraps up Trukai Sports, the weather forecast after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Moniplus, with you always.
Regional weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, Port Moresby, partly cloudy. Daru, partly cloudy and windy. Cloudy periods with few showers for Kerema, Alotau and Popondetta. To the Momase region, Ley, cloudy periods with some showers. Partly cloudy with few showers for Medang, Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy with some showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Kimbe and Buka, cloudy with few showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with few showers. Cloudy with some showers for Lorengau and Kavieng. To the Highlands region, all centers to be cloudy with few showers and morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The way it is this Thursday, the 1st of July 2021. Pleasant viewing, be safe, bye for now.